So apparently, the website Digital Trends wrote an article that's saying that the Xbox Series X might be a better long-term choice over the PS5. This is probably gonna cause a lot of controversy because the PS5 is the most sought-out console. Like people are going crazy about getting the PS5, but according to this journalist, he says that the Xbox Series X might be the better long-term choice. My opinion is that I'm kind of agreeing with the journalist, to be honest. Just to be honest, because the PS5, sure, they had the amazing first party exclusive games when it first launched, like Demon Souls Remake. We had Spider-Man Miles Morales, and we had the Little Big Planet, Sackboy's Big Adventure game. And those were pretty much like some heavy hitting PlayStation titles. But look at the Xbox side, they have done so much more. They have pretty much made backwards compatibility be such an ease. They can just play your older games on their Series X without any problem. They mastered that well, and all the older games get like some type of enhancement as well. But most of the games get some type of enhancement while some on the Sony side. So like a fewer games, mainly the first party PS4 games, they get an enhancement, not really a lot more. And also, it's like the Xbox has the whole. They have their storage drive issues situated with. It's a lot easier and a lot more a lot more easy to just switch games from your storage drive, external hard drive to your regular SSD drive. And same with the SSD drive. You can still just stick that SSD drive in like it's a memory card in this. So it's like Microsoft kind of got their stuff more figured out. And then with Game Pass as well, you get all these great games for only $10 a month, or if you want to pay for the online, the premium service, pay 15. So I'm kind of going with Xbox Series X as the better long term choice. Even though I did buy the PS5, and I'm enjoying PS5, but I am gonna get Xbox Series X as well. My main plan is gonna be to pretty much to buy the first party games on PlayStation and buy everything else on Xbox and just enjoy that ecosystem. But we're gonna get into this article though. We're gonna see what his opinion was about this. So he wrote, when new consoles come out in November, the PlayStation 5 seemed like the clear-cut favorite, but the more time that passes, the more the Xbox Series X's long-term value is coming into focus and making it this generation's true must-have system. That must come as a shock. Even in our own review, the new consoles, we initially felt that the Xbox Series X was a sports car with no gas. The system was clearly a technical powerhouse, but there simply wasn't much to play on it when it came to games. The console had virtually no exclusive games at launch, meaning it couldn't do much more than a good gaming PC. By comparison, the PS5 launched with a lot of bells and whistles that made it a more appealing day one toy. The DualSense provided a new way to play thanks to haptic feedback. Yeah, the DualSense controller is definitely a very impressive piece of tech right there. So I give Sony that too. The system's unique car feature and a genuine game of the year contender in Demon Souls. When writing about his first week with both consoles, Digital Trends writer Tom Caswell said, "I'm shocked with how little I even think about the Xbox Series S compared to my PS5, which I look forward to playing every single day." I fully agree with that assessment in my first weeks, but the tides have slowly changed, and Xbox Series X is slowly becoming my primary gaming machine, even over my PC. Wow, you playing the Xbox Series X over his PC, which is shocking. Unless he has like a high, I'm curious if he has a high end PC or not, which is like an average one. I'll probably add more to the article as well too. As a part of the move to a Series X, I upgraded my Game Pass subscription from PC only to Ultimate. While I've been fully on board with the service previously, having access to it on both console and PC, I like this. Having access to it on both console and PC, I like this real potential. The added flexibility quickly became an important part of my game routine as I flip between console and PC. Okay, got that already. This article is pretty long, so I'm trying to get like the major points. All that said, the Series X feels like the central hub of my entertainment center at the moment. When I have to decide which console to make my streaming box, I naturally decide to add my logins to my Xbox. My PS5 is fully powered off, while my Series X remains in rest mode, so I'm able to better utilize this lightning fast, quick reboot option. Yeah, I heard the Xbox starts up really fast, and it has like you can get to the game extremely fast with the quick resume option, which is pretty cool as well. Xbox Series X might not be the hot commodity as the perpetual sold out PS5 is right now, but those scrambling to get Sony's new console might want to consider jumping to Xbox. It doesn't have the DualSense immediate toy factor, but it's quickly making up for that with long-term strategy that's paying off more over time. If these consoles are going to be the focal point of our lives for the next decade, the Series X feels like the ones that's most prepared to keep up with the times. So that's definitely a pretty interesting read right there. This website is pretty buggy though. I kept freezing multiple times. So, but let's see some of people's opinions about this as well too. Um, so this is some people commenting on the article. It's a sign of the changing times and the changing metrics by which commercial success is judged. Microsoft saw the writing on the wall and planned for the inclusive ecosystem to coincide with the mass shifting towards streaming and even more digital distribution. We won't see a repeat of the Xbox One struggle for market share. PlayStation and Xbox business models have never been so different. Plenty of room for them to coexist. I agree with that too. They can both coexist, like Pepsi and Coke, Burger King and McDonald's. We don't need to have this one that just completely just destroys the other one, like we've seen in the last generation. I think it's better if they just coexist. They're both making money equally, both doing well. So we have another console generation after this one. Um, so this guy wrote, I personally was always a big Nintendo and Sony guy. Last Xbox I owned and actually played the crap out of was with a decent sized library of games was the original. Oh yes, the original Xbox. However, I went with the Series X this gen because of a few reasons. First party games, Fable has me drooling, and Forza, in my opinion, is better than Gran Turismo. Fable definitely does look impressive. I can't wait for that game too. That is probably one of the main reasons why I want to get the new Xbox because of the new Fable game. We're not even talking about the shooters here, but I feel Microsoft is not going to hold back when it comes to exclusives from companies like Rare. Backwards compatibility. Oh my God, this is a game changer for me. The fact that you can play just about all the Xbox One library, most of my 360 library, and some big hitters on the original. That's a big factor for me too because that's the only reason. That's the only real reason I have a gaming PC to play these older titles from the 360 on my on my PC. But now the Xbox pretty much play all those older games. That's why I'm more on board. I'm more on board with that one too. For the system, I'll probably go the most to Game Pass. Personally, I don't use Game Pass to own my games. I use it to try some and get into it. I use it to try some out and get into it if I really love it. And I'll go out and buy it physically or put it on a bucket list of games I'll get. Another great way to try indies too. Um, Quick resume. I've had good and bad times with this so far. It's great with some games and it's awesome popping in Blu-ray discs and quickly pops up when you left off within a second or two. I've had some freeze issues with some games like Yakuza. I feel this would be solid down the line, but it still has a few kinks it needs to work out. Okay. The big takeaway is that how Spencer changed the disastrous Xbox One PR. Remember them articles? And now journals writing positive for Xbox. That's why Spencer deserves the credit. Well, the tide sure has not been changing for the rest of the world. It's like watching every round of last gen. Let's also not forget that the PS5 has been a disaster in Japan. I wonder what will happen once all those Japanese devs stop making games for the PS5. That's not gonna happen. They're not gonna stop making games for the PS5. Well, what? That was what we were told. Xbox is not catered for Japan, and Japan does not like Xbox. So Japan devs making games for Xbox, but Japan does not like the PS5. So I wonder what will happen. Considering how some of those devs um, Tecmo, Acquire, Facom, Arxes, etc. Like PlayStation, when they keep making games for it, it will be the Ninty PS combo for them unless Xbox Series X manages to join the scene. Okay, no lines detected. I'm kind of stuck in the middle. I like my Series X, but I don't care about the whole ecosystem of gaming and other things. I don't have a good game PC, so I won't be playing on that. And I don't care about playing games on my phone. Just want a good console I can play games on, and I'm set. Yeah, a lot of people like to make that narrative that why buy an Xbox when you can buy a gaming PC, but a lot of people don't want to buy a high-end PC or even build a high-end PC. They just want to buy a console because they're console gamers. So that argument always made no sense to me. Honestly, made no sense. But yeah, I think the Xbox is definitely it's definitely like winning a lot of people over with with this current generation right now. If Microsoft can stop missing out on so many high-profile Japanese games, I'll be all in on Xbox. I agree the dedication to backwards compatibility and all encompassing ecosystem is a better investment For those people that don't treat games as disposable entertainment, that is true. Microsoft needs to get back on the getting a wider audience with the Japanese games because I remember on 360 when they had all those different Japanese games like Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey. I think it was what was the other one? Last Remnant or something like that. They had a lot of different Japanese games, which is pretty cool. So that was definitely had a bigger market. That was one of the main reasons why I got the 360 because they had so many exclusive like JRPG games. And oh, they had Tales of Vesperia exclusive as well too. So yeah, hopefully they get back to doing that, getting more exclusive Japanese games. Yes, on the uh, Japanese front, I have been super critical about Xbox. That's a huge ladder Microsoft has to climb when it comes to the high profile. On the top of my head, Neo 1 and 2, Neo, The World Ends with You, Guilty Gear Strive, Final Fantasy 14, Wonderful 101 Remaster, Babylon's Fall, Fate of Castella, and all these, etc. Judgment. Give the Fallout IP to Obsidian, let them make another Fallout game on the West Coast that continues the Fallout 1/2 and New Vegas story while Bethesda works on Fallout 5. This could be a continuous thing. If we had multiple Fallout games during this generation, I would be so excited. Yeah, just imagine that. And I love the Fallout games. I love Outer Worlds. But if we had multiple Fallout games, one being made by Bethesda, another one being made by Obsidian, I'll be in heaven. I'll definitely be in RPG heaven right then. But yeah, I'm gonna conclude the video right there. But it's definitely an interesting take on that article that the guy wrote and the people in the replies as well. Like people are actually really considering that Xbox might be a better long term console this generation over the PS5, which is definitely a big twist in how it was last generation. So definitely hear your comments down below if you agree with the author about this. Agree with the author that the Xbox Series X is a better long-term console, or you disagree. Let me know down below. Leave a like if you like this video. As always, thanks for watching and peace.